Good afternoon, Nitesh. Shri Bhavani, good afternoon, beta. Good evening, beta. Good morning, good morning, Nitesh. Nitesh. Oh my God. How was? Good evening, Tawfiq. Good evening, Mativanan. Good evening, Kamya. I'm so sorry, beta. See my situation. Gopi, good evening, Gopi. Shivatsan, good evening. Dharani, good evening, beta. Good evening, everyone. I'm starting the class, beta. Just came, just I can't leave your class, whatever happens. Yesterday I gave you holiday. It was like, don't want to give you holiday. I can't, not possible. I just, whatever is the condition, I'm going to teach today. Good evening, beta. Good evening. I'm so sorry for delay. I'm so sorry. I just want to teach today. Now, beta, look here. Last class we were discussing about acid, bases and salt. This universal indicator we were talking about. We were talking about what are universal indicators. So, Sudarshan, good evening, beta. Good evening, Sudarshan. So, exactly we were talking about first that how pH scale. So, can anybody tell me today questions, some MCQ? Let's handle some MCQ questions first. First question I'm going to ask. Come on, get ready, everyone. Yes, come. Seriously, come here. Seriously? Come on, share it with me. I'm really happy. Good evening, Abhinami. Good evening. Come here, seriously. Come on, tell me the answer. Treat. Super. Beta, some problems were there in that, and definitely I'm very happy for all of you. Yes. Super. That's it. Super. Absolute, Sudarshan. Victory moment. Good evening, Tanushree. Good evening, beta. Absolute. This victory moment can't handle my happiness. Yes. Super. Very good. Now look here, beta. That means I'm very happy right now. Fine. So now let's start the class now. Good evening, Janani. No problem. A1 you got now. That's what. A1 you have to maintain, and last means, you know what, best player, you know who is the best player? The best player is one who is exactly last moment itself hit 6. That is what the best player quality is, and definitely you are going to hit it 6. Absolutely, I'm very happy. No problem. I'm very happy. Now look here. I'm happy because instead of getting 36, 37, you are getting 38, 39 right now. So very near to the boundary, and I'm very happy. Helicopter shot. That's it. Now look here, beta. First question is if pH for OH minus is 10 to the power minus 13, pH for OH minus is means concentration of hydroxy is exactly given 10 to the power minus 13, then is it a base or an acid? Okay, so what will be the pH here? Is it a base or an acid? Come on. Now let's start the class and tell me, is it the base or an acid, beta? pH is exactly given how much? pH is given as pH is exactly 10 to the power minus 14 minus how much is there? 10 to the power minus 13. Minus 13 means how much it is lagging? So yes, absolutely, it's an acid. Absolute correct answer, and its pH will be 1. It's an acid and its pH will be 1. Absolutely correct. It's an acid and its pH will be 1. It's an acid and its pH will be 1. Absolute, absolute. Now next question is, you have seen last class itself, we have seen that for concentration of OH minus ion, that's why you have to just put focus into that word, concentration of H plus ion or concentration of OH minus ion. If concentration of H plus ion is talking about, that means what? Concentration of H plus ion is talking about, that means we have to start from 10 to the power 0, means direct whatever is in the power now, that will become the pH. So here 10 to the H plus ion concentration means 0, means it is exactly acid. Correct only, Kavya. Absolute. I was sure enough, I was damn sure enough that my children cannot do more mistakes in science and maths, and that right now I'm so happy. What can't explain my happiness. Tawfiq, everyone tell me, happy everyone after getting that two marks. Maths, what happened? Maths not increased. Maths also request something, Nare. Maths also request. You will get it. Now, beta, we have already seen these things, that pH scale is important only for dilute acid. Last class we have done that. Now, pH is solution dependent upon the temperature. Yes, pH of a solution means how much the pH will be there. It also depends upon the temperature. This factor also we have studied. Yes, I am very happy. Today I will celebrate. We will get the answer key, don't worry about it. Now look here, beta, next one. Okay, milk is slightly acidic or basic? Come on, who can answer my questions? Chalo, get back to study, beta. Who can answer this question? Come on, everyone start answering. I'm asking some very important questions from you. First question is, milk is exactly acidic or base? Come on, start answering the question. What is the pH of milk? What is the pH of milk? If somebody will be asking you what is the pH of milk, what answer you are going to give? Milk is exactly acidic or base? Sudarshan, bang on. The pH of milk is exactly 6.8. Absolute correct answer. The pH of milk is 6.8. Sudarshan, yes, Vikavya, somewhere that yes, 6 to 7, 6 to 6.8, that it is exactly, it is acidic in nature. Absolutely correct answer. Shall we go for the next one? Ammonia. Ammonia is acidic or base? Ammonia is acidic or base? Ammonia is acidic or base? Come on, answer my question. Ammonia is acidic or base? Banana is also acidic. Yes, Tanishka, we discussed about banana. So exactly, banana is acidic. Correct only. Absolute. Anana is acidic. Correct answer. Anana is not banana. You missed B, beta. Sudarshan. Drain cleaner. Come on, answer my question. Drain cleaner is acidic or base? 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 Sudarshan, absolutely correct. It's base. It's the strongest base. Now next question is, black coffee is acidic or base? Black coffee is acidic or base? Black coffee is acidic or base? Absolute. Black coffee is acidic or base? Absolute answer, it is acidic in nature. Okay, blood. If somebody will be asking you about blood is acidic or base? 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 Some are telling acidic, some are telling base. So blood is what? Blood is acidic or base? Yes, blood is basic in nature, beta. Blood is exactly 7.4. So it is slightly more than neutral. So since it is slightly more than neutral, so it is basic. Since it is slightly more than neutral, so it is basic. So it is exactly basic in nature. Absolute 7.4. It is basic in nature. Now next is mineral lime, calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide is acidic. Yes, beta. Slightly basic means more than neutral. Means it is not neutral also. If it might have been neutral, that means 7.4. So it is not 7.4. It is more than neutral. So it is more than neutral. So it is base. Absolute. First, so thank you so much for giving me such a good news, and after that really I'm very happy. Super. So now we are going to study about pH sensitive part for MCQ questions. This part will come as 4 options. For MCQ question, drain cleaner is acidic, right? No, beta, drain cleaner here, is basic in nature. Drain cleaner, we have checked this part, beta. This is exactly drain cleaner. This drain cleaner is Basic in nature. We will see the chemical formula. Come on, anyone can give me the chemical formula? Yes, it is basic in nature. Absolute. 14 is there. I'll give you the chemical formula bit. Okay. Now listen. Plant and animals are pH sensitive. Yes, we human beings are. See, from this section, na beta, one question can come in MCQ questions. MCQ questions, one question they will ask about pH level. From pH level, always we are seeing that an experiment or some section where analysis is exactly done. That section they are asking some questions related to it. Yes, strongest base beta, strongest base. Thank you so much, Sudarshan. NaHCO3, so that is exactly strongest base and its pH is exactly, it is strong base. It is exactly what? It is exactly strong base. Fine. Now shall we go for the correct only, Kartika? You are absolutely correct, beta. Shall we go for the next part here? Exactly most important section we are going to touch. Living beings are more sensitive to narrow range because look here, our body work with a narrow range of 7 to 7.8. So here we have to understand that we cannot be tolerating high level acidic level, high acidic level or low basic level or high basic level. So our body exactly work to what range beta? Our body, human body and animal body, we exactly work for a narrow range of 7 to 7.8. So what is the narrow range here is 7 to 7.8. The narrow range here is exactly 7 to 7.8. Due to acid rain, the pH of river water lowers and survival of aquatic life in such river becomes difficult. You might have many a time heard that when acid rain exactly occurred, some of the animals in the pond or somewhere, you might have seen that aquatic animal died and the exactly fish or something is now floating on pond or river. So what they are doing is, yes beta, neutral to slight basic. Neutral to slight basic is acceptable. Neither beta, see, if you will tell the fact, if I will tell you the fact that it is not exactly for 7, if you will be exactly checking 6.8 to 7.8, means that narrow range is there. Now 6.5 to 7.8, like that narrow range means slight acidic, slightly acidic to 7.8 it is working. If we will go more precise, if we will go more precise, then in that level it is working. Next important thing is beta ki in river also, in pond also, in what you call whatever organisms are there, they also have this narrow range they can accept. But sometimes in news you might have heard that ki some aquatic animals, see, based on analysis question will come in examination. They may ask this question that what is the narrow range for animals and humans and what is the narrow range. Then they will give you 4 conditions and in that 4 conditions they will definitely confuse you. Confusion in the sense they will not give 7 to 7.8 because it is going to extreme means exact level, and in exact level we cannot say because human tolerate from 6.8 to 7.8 and some exactly tolerate. Yes auntie, so only walls are present to protect body from acid like HCl. Yes beta, that's why you might have seen that in human body also mucus is there beta to protect the inner lining of the stomach, so that the HCl, the hydrochloric acid that is exactly generated in the stomach, it cannot act in the inner lining of the stomach or damage that one. It only act on the food, and that's why beta it is always said na ki if mucus secretion in the stomach will become less, then it will do one thing. Mucus secretion in the stomach will become less, then it will do one thing, and that is ulcer, stomach ulcer. Stomach ulcer is one of a very common disease. If it is exactly coming when a human do not have like you will take more acidic food, then ulcer may come in the stomach, and that's why doctor that time advises to have a blunt diet. Okay, so I'm not going towards that biology section, I'm just going to explain this part only. So our narrow range is, you can take from 6.8 to 7.8 also. So living being, we are only surviving to this narrow range. Below this level and above this level, then you will ask a question from auntie that auntie, you are saying that, oh Tanishka, what happened beta, any doubt is there, quickly ask. Anybody is having a doubt, we will definitely beta, we will be discussing about this. So next important thing beta, here one thing I was exactly I was going to explain. Then you will ask a question that auntie, lemon is so acidic, we are taking lemon. Not only lemon beta, certain food items are there which is exactly acidic and we are taking it as a food, because acidic content is also required in our body. Basic content is also, we are eating bitter things also, and we are taking acidic things things also, because it will, whatever the blood level is there, 7 to 7.84, that 7.8, whatever the blood level is there, whatever acidic content or basic content is present in the body, overall it will balance to 7 to 7.4 or 6.8 to 7.8. okay, no doubt, okay, no problem beta. Kanishka, Kartika, what happened beta? Quickly ask. So that beta, that overall balance means we can survive. Like if we will go in soil and the soil is highly acidic, then our skin will burn. Like acid rain, if it will coming and we will go in front, we will get exposure of acid rain, then our skin will exactly have irritation. That means what? That our body, our internal organs cannot accept stomach, internal organs, and that acid content, it is not going to get accepted. So we work in a narrow range of 6.8 or 6.9 to 7.8. That narrow range is there beta. That is very important. Okay, that is very important. That narrow range of human and animal is there, but we can eat those foods which is exactly acidic or base. So beta, that confusion should not be there. If they will ask that if human narrow range is 7 to 7.8, then why we can take lemon or something, then you will say that okay, these things whatever we are taking, it will create a balance in our body for acid and base both, and that's why we can take that level. We cannot take level above, below 4 or below 5, or we cannot take above like more strongest acid or strongest base we cannot take. It will exactly have a what you call, it will exactly act with water and it will corrode, it will make holes in that. So that cannot be taken. Weak base and weak acid our body can tolerate, so that overall our body can work under a narrow range of 7 to 7.8. Our body can work a narrow range of 7 to 7.8. okay, now tooth decay already we have discussed beta. About toothpaste also, that day everybody we were laughing about that toothpaste content calcium phosphate. Our exactly enamel is made with, our tooth enamel is made with calcium phosphate. Tooth enamel is exactly made with calcium phosphate. It is the hardest substance in the body. Okay, we already discussed about it at the time. Beta, lemon is acidic in nature, and beta we can take lemon. In fact, you know what, when you will have your food will have indigestion now, means when you ate something and it is not getting digested in the stomach, then your mother, your parents, your grandma, they will be telling you take lemon. You know why they advise to take lemon? Because in case of indigestion will be there, many a times they are advising that you eat you know what, it will elevate or what you call, it will increase the digestion rate. That's why beta acid and base can be taken, but our body work under the yes beta, it is exactly antacid we are putting. So two things are there. So when your stomach will have more acidity, you are putting antacid. When your stomach will have indigestion means the food is not getting digested. The food will not get digested means what beta? That means acid content in the stomach is less. Acid content in the stomach is less. Good afternoon Rahul. Good evening Rahul. Good evening beta. Sorry for late today. I am very sorry children. I am late today. So acid content beta in the acid content in the stomach will be exactly less. Then we are taking acid from outside. And you know one thing, every time it is telling that one apple, one lemon and 7 leaves of tulsi, means these 3 things, and ginger. If anybody will take these 4 things, means it will give a long life and healthy life. So lemon is one of a very important content. And lemon is acidic, and it exactly balances the basic level in the body. So it is very important to take lemon also beta. Acid also, base also. But it will not be of inorganic form, it will be of organic, means whichever organic contents are there, they are exactly weak acid or weak base. That we can take beta, but in that narrow range, our body work under the narrow range of 7 to 7.8. That means what beta, if rain is water is slightly acidic now, we will have skin irritation. If water will be very much basic, then too you will have that white patches in the skin. So both are not so good. Because our body will exactly, yes beta, 3 roses tea, absolutely 3 roses tea. Now look here, shall we go for the next part beta? Tooth enamel is made up of calcium phosphate. Now that means what, it get corroded pH. So one thing is there, below 5.5 in your mouth, if this much level of acid will be there, that is 5.5, then tooth enamels will be exactly getting corroded, and that is what Yes, difficulty in neutralizing beta, that's why we are taking acid. We are sorry, that's why not big strong acids, we are taking acid, so that it will the base and acid will react and it will help in digestion. It will help in digestion, and that's why beta lemon or eno you are drinking. You might be seeing that two different conditions, doctors are giving two different type of food. One, when vomiting will be there, indigestion will be there, then the doctor will give eno. Parents will say lemon, salt and water. And when exactly acidity will be there, burning sensation will be there, then doctor will give you antacid. Means antacid means the acid amount is more, they are giving base so that they can neutralize it. And indigestion case means now basic content is more, the food is not getting digested, they are giving acid so that again it will neutralize and digest the food. I hope you might have understood this point beta. Now shall we go for the next point? So tooth in ml works under 5.5 means the bacteria present in the substance, the mouth exactly produces acid, and it exactly degradation of sugar and food particles are exactly done, and because of that beta you might have seen that there is a very nice drill in the teeth. So that the tooth is exactly having drilling, means the bacteria can do drilling inside, means calcium phosphate is the hardest substance, and think about having hole in the hardest substance, and this hole is due to the presence of acid. So if acid content in the mouth will exactly lower down to 5.5 and below that, that means the hole will is exactly permanent to be done. So you might have seen that, then you will be asking, auntie, then why all the teeth do not have holes, only one or two tooth is there, auntie, where hole is there, why not inside all? Okay, Kamya, you hope might have understood beta. Why not in all? Then answer is only one. See, whichever tooth is exactly very back, which you are not brushing every day, means at the time when you are brushing, and then to beta it is the brush is exactly base is not reaching that area. Because of that also, if food particles will be left in those areas, then what happens? They will keep on secreting that acid, and slowly and steadily the acid will keep on degrading, making hole in that, and that is the reason. That's why beta after eating we are saying that clean the mouth nicely, so that, and even gargle, so that whatever food contents will be there in that narrow regions also, it will come out and it will not degrade. Okay, yes beta. Tooth plaque. Yeah, tooth plaque is better. Tooth plaque is something which will be exactly done due to non-brushing of teeth. So non-brushing of teeth means when you brush the teeth, now the brush is exactly taking out that yellow sedimentation. This yellow sedimentation is exactly nicely kept on the mouth, and it is exactly going to be. If you will go for dentist night, they will clean it out. The reason, and the dentist will say that you just use some toothpaste nicely and brush it every day. That is generation of sedimentation will be done when you will nicely take chocolates and not drink water and sleep. Okay, now next is pH in our digestive system. Already we know about pH in our digestive system. So we know that hydrochloric acid is present in our stomach, which will exactly act because of the presence of beta pepsin. So pepsin will act when hydrochloric acid will be there. Beta, if you have taken too much of food and pepsin is ready but hydrochloric acid is not enough, so that pepsin can work on it, then you are taking acid from outside, and that is lemon you are taking. Okay, so there are certain contents which is exactly can be asked in MCQ section. Now self-defense of animal and plant. Yes beta, some animals and plants, they do self-defense. Self-defense means what? One question I am asking from everyone. Let's see who can answer this question. Beta, every time I am hearing this question, this doubt I am having, can anybody clear this doubt beta? Snake poison. Look here, snake is also an animal now beta. The snake is exactly one living organism. Just talk about living organism. Some living organisms are there beta. They have some poison present inside it. We human are also exactly having one poison present inside it, but our body throws that poison again and again from the body. Because of that, our body is exactly released from that poison. Can you tell me which poison is exactly present in our body, which if it will get accumulated, our life will become in stake? But you know what, snake and some reptiles are there, they do what beta, whatever toxics or the things that is generated in their body now, they store them for self-defense. And when they store them beta, they store them for self-defense, and whenever anyone will attack or to catch the prey, they secrete that they secrete that poison, and they affect that animal, but they partially paralyze the animal, animal, or the what you call, they kill the animal, but they are not getting killed by that poison. Can anybody tell me that answer beta? Toxic waste, absolute. I think who has given this answer? Kardiga, urea, bang on beta, bang on, good. Nitrogenous waste, Sudarshan, that is toxic waste, absolute correct answer beta. In our body toxic wastes are there. These toxic wastes are getting filtered by kidney. If kidney will not filter this, it will run in our blood, and definitely that toxic will exactly kill us all only. So what we are doing is beta anger, yes, and due to anger or fear, this next Srivatsan, absolutely correct beta, ki when anger will be there and fear will be there, at that time na, such organisms na, they secrete that toxics. So that is working for self defense. So now some organisms are there, they are exactly storing the toxic generated in their body for self defense. They don't want you to, they don't want to harm you. Until and unless they will feel that harm, they will not harm you. So that is what beta. So now look here, this part is exactly there. Honey bee sting contains an acid which cause pain and irritation. A traditional remedy is rubbing area with a leaf of dog plant. Yeah, dog plant, I think you might have seen that one, what you called, big leaves will be there, and that corners will be slight like bended, and that if you will take that one beta, and you will exactly take out the liquid, now you just squeeze and you just do like this, it will exactly go. Or nowadays where we will search dog plant beta, acid in nature means we will use toothpaste. Toothpaste is better. In home itself we are having remedy. Anti-bases are bitter in taste, but some toothpaste which is said to be base, why is tasting sweet or some sort? Now look here beta. Tanishka, what happened? Auntie, you did not see my doubt. Okay Tanishka, I am going to see your doubt beta. Auntie, but urine is acidic. No auntie, yes beta. pH of that is uric acid level will be there. Urine is acidic beta. You know why? Because whatever toxic is generated in our body now, so urine work a very means urine is exactly what? Urine is the waste collected in the body, that toxics collected in the body. So if you might have seen that you are eating some medicines, specifically vitamin medicines or iron supplement, that time beta the urine color changes, or whatever toxic is generated in the body, that toxics will be exactly coming out from the body. The reason is only once, and that is beta, kidney works for filtering the blood. Whatever toxic or unwanted waste is collected in the blood, it has to be regulated out of the body in due course of time, because we don't have that pouch Tanishka which can store the toxic. And if we might have some pouch where we can store the toxic, and when anyone will harm us, we can take out that toxic and can kill that person, then think about what we will be. Yes beta, snake generates this own immune system. Not only snake beta, some animals will be there, they will be having poison in that, and they will be storing that toxic. And beta, that's why now human bites are also not, if somebody will bite you, some infection will come that area also. Why? Because in our body also toxic level varies from human to human. Okay, toxic level varies from human to human. Yes, toothpaste are exactly tasting sweet na beta, because you know what, they are exactly putting some sweet items in that. Otherwise if it will taste bitter na, then no child will exactly brush. No one will brush in morning. They will always think that okay, tomorrow I will brush, tomorrow I will brush. So but how does our body keep it, since body can't have acidic substances? Now beta, our body is not keeping it, our body is throwing it out. Urea, uric acid, there is a regular regulation of these substances out of the body. And beta, you know what, when these substances will not be regulated, then only the life will come in problem, and then only that person will die. So longer, that's why beta, you might have seen that the person who is having kidney infection, or the person whose kidney is failed, that person won't survive long. So what they are doing is they are going for dialysis. Dialyzer is what? Dialyzer is a machine where what they do, they will take that human blood and take out the toxic that is accumulated in the blood, and then because their urine is not capable of taking out that toxics, so that's why beta, they have to exactly go for dialyzation, and permanent treatment will be. Sudarshan, I hope everybody might have understood that section. I started discussing. I'm really so happy today. You know what? My basic aim right now is you should have 35 and above to get you towards 100. Right now the pace has to be like, you know now, if an opponent team has given you 360 to achieve, and the match is very interesting, 50 over match is there, and now opponent has given you 350 to achieve. So you play very safe, every time. In every over you will be exactly trying to reach to 10, because you know that if you will play every over nicely, then last time pressure will be less. So that reduce of pressure is very important. 100% chocolate is not something, beta. We will have a grand party, just grand party. We will have a grand party. Just wait and watch. I'm just wanting this corona to go. Ask Rahul. We had already grand parties in previous years. This year also with you all I'll celebrate. I'm very happy. You know what, beta? I'm very happy right now. I'm continuously smiling because you all get that grace point. Concept is right now to take you every match you should have that above average score, that A1 part. Then final part, beta, we will not have to suffer a lot. Yes, super. This is what makes me happy right now, beta. You happy means I happy. Now look here. In brewing, pH value are strictly controlled for wines and desired flavors. Yes, beta. You know what, wine making and everything, na, they control that pH level also there. Next is, beta, pH value of milk is controlled in dairies. Yes, pH value of milk is controlled. I told you na, beta, they put some base in the milk. You know why? Because they know that the milk, like if a milkman is coming in your house and the person who is giving milk in your house, they are coming means every day current batch milk they will give, but I don't have words to say like that, means taken milk and given to your house. But that packets are there na, beta. Packets, they will be writing that the packet will be fit for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Why they can say? Because they have added base in that. Why? Because so that the milk will not become sour and will not get spoiled. That's why, beta, they keep in cool temperature. Pasteurization is done in that. They just boil it to very high temperature and then they reduce the temperature, and then, beta, they are exactly adding some base in that so that they can stay for some time. So that's why that is what it is exactly called as pH of milk is controlled, because milk is slightly acidic, so its pH has to be controlled. Depending on pH value of skin secretion, different soaps for oily skin. Yes, that is what different type of human have different level of skin. So I think more important is like dry skin, oily skin, so they have exactly made some soap. Soap is exactly what you call smooth and slippery to touch. Along with that, you might have heard that in advertisement, hey, this soap is having oil, or this soap is suitable for oily skin. So if the person who is exactly having oily skin, they will use that soap which is not having oil, and the person who is having dry skin. So that is what they're telling, that depending on the pH value of the skin. So your skin is sensitive to which pH value, what will be that. So that part also it is exactly going to secrete, they are going to make that. The tarnished surface of copper vessel, that is exactly can be cleaned, rubbing with lemon. I have seen many people, they are using some chemicals, and with the help of chemicals, yes, beta, with the help of chemicals, they are exactly outside. What outside, beta? It will become rancid. Yes, milk will become rancid soon, beta. The reason behind is it will become sour fast because it is slight acidic in nature. If you will not boil the milk now, then it will become rancid fast. Now look here, beta, we will go for salt now. So this part of acid base neutralization is over. Now we will start salt today, because MCQ session I promised you, we are going to keep an MCQ session next week. Question is prepared right now. Now, beta, can anybody tell me about salt? What is exactly nature of salt, beta, and why acid and bases are different from salt? Can anybody explain about? Correct only, Rahul. Yes, today PDF send. That previous PDF na, beta, today first work is after class. Just remind me once, auntie send the PDF. That what you called that PDF, previous PDF I am going to send. Now today next work is, beta, we are going to start this. While dissolved in water, sodium chloride. Correct only, Rahul. Sodium chloride is acid, base. Acid plus base is salt. Now specifically, beta, we have seen that salts are crystalline. Crystallization is what? I just don't know this word. Let me see who can explain about crystallization. And amorphous and crystalline, two contents are there. Who can explain what is amorphous and what is crystalline? Salts are said to be crystalline, means they have a specific lattice, they have a specific structure. Okay, means inside, if amorphous means where the structure is not same, where the structure varies from one region to another, that is exactly amorphous, it will be soft. Crystalline has a very nice, perfect, well defined lattice. So we don't know about it. So right now we will start from the beginning section and we will talk about salt, because what you called we have to study more thing about. Yes, lattice means beta specific structure. Face centered, body centered means just understand one simple thing. Lattice here means कि when you will be seeing that some structure will not be so uniform everywhere, but some structure will be uniform everywhere. Like if you will see the arrangement of atoms like this, so you will be seeing like lattice means beta, if you will break it also, you will get the same everywhere. You will see that is called as perfect lattice. Body centered, face centered, different types are there. So yes beta, homogeneous. Yes, the thing here is the presence of atom is very nicely, uniquely determined there. So they will be called as crystalline. They will be exactly called as crystalline, and we are exactly going to know that why salts and sugar like crystallization is there. Okay, so specific lattice I talked about. Yes. Amphoteric. Amphoteric is there beta. Amphoteric. Amorphous, amphoteric, crystalline, these words are there related to chemistry. One by one I'll explain everything beta. Now next is, so this is exactly, the lattice will be exactly nicely, uniquely. So some face centered, body centered, different type of crystalline structures are there. So but salts are exactly crystalline beta. Salts are what? Crystalline. I'm sorry, I'm looking like fully ghost beta. If somebody will see me, they'll say that one ghost is standing here. Now salt are compound formed by partial or total replacement of ionizable hydrogen atom of an acid by a metallic ion or an ammonium ion. Can anyone explain me that how they are explaining about formation of salt? Till now we were knowing only one thing beta. Till now we were only knowing one thing, that salt is formed when acid and base is combining together. That time salt is formed. That is what beta. To purify the salt is exactly, yeah, purification of salt is also done. But here one thing is there, salts are compound formed by partial or total replacement of ionizable hydrogen atom of an acid by a metallic ion or an ammonium ion. Metallic ion. Who can explain about metallic ion? Let's see who can think to that level right now what I am thinking. Metallic ion plus acid. Metallic ion plus acid. Who can say me about this? Just go to that level. I really, Kamya, you made my day dear. You made my day. You made my day, Kamya. Lots of blessings to you. You know what? This girl has told that same word what I was thinking right now. Because you know that metal oxide, metal hydroxide, metals are basic in nature. Metals are what? Metals are basic in nature. Metal reacting with acid. We have done preparation. Metal reacting with acid. Metal oxide reacting with acid. Metal hydroxide reacting with acid. Because we were knowing that this metal oxide, metal hydroxide, they all are bases. They are exactly basic in nature. So this is a very, very correct. That is metallic ion is base. And this is what they are telling the same thing. But they just change the statement. So never get confused about it. See, look here. Salt are compound formed by partial or total replacement of ionizable hydrogen atoms. Ionizable means those atoms which can get ionized. So ionizable hydrogen atoms of an acid. So ionizable hydrogen atoms of an acid. So this is hydrogen atom of an acid which is exactly ionizable, and it is exactly by a metallic ion of an metallic ion or an ammonium ion. So ammonium ion, metallic ion, well known for basic behavior. So when this will be exactly acting with this hydrogen ion, then what they will be forming? They will be exactly forming a salt plus water release will be there. Easy process. This is what? This is base, this is metallic in nature, metallic. And a sodium is what? Metal. Now metal oxide, metal hydroxide, they are basic in nature. Then this sulfuric acid is acidic in nature. It will release H plus ionizable ion. So this H plus ionizable ion will react with OH minus, that is coming from a metallic ion, and then they will form water plus salt. And this is what they are telling about. Now did you understood this part, beta? Come on, quickly tell me, did you understood this part? Correct only. Absolute Sudarshan. Absolute Sudarshan. Kamya, you made me happy today. That is what Sudarshan, Kamya, Rashri, ionizable means, beta. Ionizable means which can get ionized. Ionized here means what, beta? That means ion formation is there. Means you already know na, beta, कि when acid will be added in water, they release ions. What they do? They release ions. Acid is exactly added in water. Just 1 minute. When acid is added in water, beta, what they are doing is they are exactly releasing ions. What they are doing? They are exactly releasing ions, and these ions are exactly capable of mixing with, that is H plus OH minus. When these ions will be released, beta, these ions will be exactly ionizable ions will only form water and then salt. Okay, so these ionizable, because beta here when you see one thing na, Kamya, Kartika, just look here beta, one thing is very very important. This is again a positive ion and this is again a negative ion. So this positive ion and then sodium hydroxide, that is metallic ion. So this will become negative and this is positive. So beta, this is ion and this is also ion. This is ion and this is also ion. So these two ions will combine together to give you water, and these two ions will combine together to give you salt. So that is what they are telling, that salt are compound formed by partial or total replacement of ionizable hydrogen atoms. So here hydrogen atoms in both are getting replaced. So here partial replacement is there, here complete replacement is there. You see in the first case when you are forming sodium bisulfate, so sodium bisulfate, see from sodium, this part sulfuric acid, one hydrogen atom is removed to form salt, and here both hydrogen atom is removed, here both hydrogen atom is removed to form salt. And that is what it is telling, that salts are compound formed by partial or total replacement of ionizable hydrogen atom of an acid. Hydrogen atom of an acid. So beta, from acid we are removing the hydrogen atom. You see here H2SO4. Now H2SO4 here released one hydrogen. Here H2SO4 released how many hydrogen? Two hydrogen. So either it partially gives one hydrogen ion or it gives total both the hydrogen ion to form salt, beta. To form salt. Hi Kanishka. Just 1 minute wait, beta. Just 1 minute wait. Just 1 minute wait, beta. Just let me teach class 10th. I just started late for them, beta. I'm so sorry. I just started late for them. I came late. Please. Okay, Kanishka. Just please, beta. Just let me explain them. I'm just in a very important point. Now look here, beta. So if somebody will ask you definition of salt, beta, what you are going to say? Come on, tell me. If somebody will ask you definition of salt, what answer? Not 6:13, beta. After 10 minutes. We can start after 10 minutes. We can start after 10 minutes. Don't worry. Correct only. That means what, beta? When salt will be formed? When salt will be formed, when the acid can release either partially its hydrogen ion or fully hydrogen ion. So look here partial removal of hydrogen ion is there from acid. That's why NaHSO4. Here total removal of hydrogen ion is there from acid. So this is exactly. So both are salt. One is partial removal of hydrogen ion. One is complete removal of hydrogen ion. Come on, tell me the answer. Is it correct? Now understood the definition, Kartika beta? Rashri, now you understood the definition there? Correct only, Sudarshan. That is what, beta. That is what. Correct only. Absolutely correct, Sudarshan. Understood na beta? That's why in the definition of salt it is written partial or total replacement of ionizable hydrogen ion or what you call from metallic ion. That's why beta this part is very very important, and I discussed this, that salt is ionic compound. This second important point is salt is made with iron, so salt is ionic compound, Na plus and Cl minus. So exactly it is forming NaCl. So salt is what? Salt is ionic compound. Salt is what? Salt is ionic compound. Okay. Now first important point, which dissociate in water to yield positive ion. So when salt is added in water, what it is doing? It helps in electrolysis. Do you know beta, in conduction of current, salt is exactly added. Why? So that it will exactly capable of doing electrolysis. So here that's why it is told that it dissolves in water to yield a positive ion, which other than hydrogen ion, and negative ion other than hydroxyl ion. So they are not dissociating water molecule. They are not dissociating water molecule, but when they added in water, they are exactly giving positive ion and negative ion. But that positive ion or negative ion is not hydroxy or not hydronium. That positive or negative ion. Hi Pari, after this only class is there Pari, after this only class is there beta, after this only you have class, just 5 minutes beta, 5 minutes, let me explain, after that I'll start your class, okay. So either beta what they are doing, so salt will be exactly when it will be added in water, they will dissociate this because they are ionic in nature, so they will release the ions, but they will not release H plus ion or OH minus ion. Okay, they will not release H plus ion or OH minus, that's why it is called that they will release other than H plus ion or OH minus ion. So sodium sulfate is the salt consisting of sodium and sulfate. Okay, so see, sodium sulfate is exactly what beta? It is a salt, it is containing positive ion and it is exactly containing negative ion. So sodium sulfate is prepared by neutralizing sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. Now only we have seen beta sodium sulfate when we neutralize. Then you will ask a question, aunty, in first one you can see aunty sodium bisulfate is obtained. Then in second one aunty, why sodium sulfate is obtained when both are exactly same content is added. But here one thing you have to see beta, the moles or the amount of sodium hydroxide varies. Here equal amount of sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid is taken. Here sodium hydroxide is double of sulfuric acid. You see here double means 2 moles of sodium hydroxide, 1 mole of sulfuric acid. Don't go to mole concept, just take in number, that if I will take this one 2 and this one 1, then only sodium sulfate will be obtained. Then only what will be obtained beta? Sodium sulfate will be obtained. So you have to remember this section beta, that if only both are exactly one quantity is taken, then you will be saying sodium hydroxide, that means sodium bisulfate will be obtained, but sodium sulfate will be obtained when 2 NaOH will be there. Sodium sulfate will be obtained when 2 NaOH will be there. I hope you might have understood this part beta. Come on, quickly tell me, my children understood this part, yes or no? And this is again beta type of neutralization reaction. Both the reactions, see, when it will be added in water, it will just come out as ions, positive ions and negative ions. And beta these ions means what you have to understand, that this salt when it will be added in water na beta, it will dissociate into positive ions. But this positive and negative ion is not hydroxy and hydroxide. That acid and base is exactly doing. When acid is added in water, it releases H plus. When base is added in water, it releases OH minus. But when salt is added in water, whatever ions are there, the ions will exactly get away. So here this part is there. So sodium sulfate is there. When it will be added in water, it will release the ions, and that's why it is always said na beta, that's why it is always said that salt will not release H plus or OH minus ion. Salt will be releasing its own ion because it is an ionic bond. It is joined with ionic bond. It's an ionic compound. Ionization is there, which is exactly making it. Anti-sodium sulfate, okay, is decomposition reaction. Check here beta, let's see, sodium sulfate is decomposing. So here sodium sulfate beta, it is not decomposing, it is partially leaving each other. So beta, it is exactly doing what? Yes, it will decompose, it will break into ions beta. So Kavya, coming, you have to understand, you have asked a very good question first thing. Well done beta, that you have understood that okay, it will decompose, it will break, but beta it will break. So ionic bond is there, and they are exactly, see, they are saying that ionic compounds are there, ions are present. So since ions are present, the moment this salt will be added in water, it will just release the ions, positive and negative ions. I hope so. Now understood, Kamya? Kavya understood that point, beta? Come on, quickly say, Kavya understood that point, beta? So salt will dissociate its ions. Salt will dissociate in its ion. Acid will release H plus. Base will release OH minus, and salt will dissociate, break down to ions. Correct only, beta, Kamya. Now you are getting it absolutely correct. They will exactly break down into ion. Release of ions will be there. Correct, Akshaya. So whatever ions with that it is formed, when they will be added in water, they will just dissociate its ion. And that's why, beta, it is always said that ki acid, bases and salt, all three can conduct electricity, because they will have ions present. They will have ions present in that, and because of this free ions and electrons, now we know that ki conduction of current takes place. So that's why, beta, both acid, bases and salt, since they release ions, they will be exactly capable of conducting current, double displacement, absolute. So with that part we will discuss about salt, different type of displacement, double displacement and single, beta, in next class. So tomorrow class we are going to talk about nomenclature of salt, and then we will talk about family of salt, which are the family of salt. Then we will go for classification of salt. After classification, decomposition of salt, what Kami you are talking about, we are going to do that also, beta. And then after that we will talk about how to prepare salt, and then we will talk about properties of salt. In properties of salt, beta, we will talk everything about salt, that is this brine process, brine formation, electrolysis by brine, that part also we are going to discuss, beta. Yes, total family of salt we are going to study. So I'll discuss everything in clarified form. Okay, so I'm going to keep it till here, and sorry for today you had to wait for me. I was unable to contact you. Okay, Kamya, promise. I'm going to give MCQ questions tomorrow. Yes, beta, family of salt. And well done, congratulations. It's victory moment. If you might have been here, I could have given you high five. So now you give high five to yourself. Victory moment right now. Bye, beta. Bye, everyone.